Andre, we've seen T.O., we've seen so many others. I mean, Willie Gault was traded from the Bears to the Raiders. The list goes on. There's legends. And then even today's game, whether it be Stephon Diggs, DeAndre Hopkins, or Julio Jones, it happens seemingly every offseason. So that is the topic, and here's the game. I'm going to give my co-host the option of former great wide receivers who were traded, current great wide receivers who were traded, or this, I don't know, category called mixed bag, which could be literally anything. MJD, we'll start with you. What do you want, current, former, or the mixed bag?
I'll say former.
Former. Great. Let's get right to the question. Which future broadcast legend was once traded for a fourth-round pick, only to be named to 4 Pro Bowls with the team that acquired him? Is it A, Keyshawn Johnson? Is it B, Michael Irvin? Is it C, Ahmad Rashad? Or is it D, Chris Collinsworth? From one broadcast legend, MJD, to another, what do you got, Maurice?
I'm going to go with D.
Okay, talk me through it.
Well, I wanted to say Keyshawn, but I don't know if he did 4 Pro Bowls in Tampa. Mm-hmm. And then I really don't know anything about Chris Collinsworth, only that he played for the Bengals. So I don't know if he was traded or not, which I don't think he was. I think it's actually Keyshawn, to be honest with you. But
so we're changing. You think it's Keyshawn?
Yeah,
okay.
It's early.
Well, you might want to call up Michael Jordan for this one. The answer is Ahmad Rashad. Ahmad Rashad had 4 Pro Bowl seasons with the Minnesota Vikings at wide receiver. And of course, he had the miracle at the Met, one of the greatest Hail Mary catches ever. Here we go. Kramer goes back, lets it heave, and look at Ahmad Rashad wearing the number, there he is, 28 for the Vikings, making the catch. 4 Pro Bowl seasons, was drafted by the Houston Oilers, traded to the Minnesota Vikings for a 4th-round pick. I was at a game a couple years ago where they put his name in the Ring of Honor, Ahmad Rashad, with Randy Moss and Chris Carter as one of the greatest Vikings wide receivers of all time. MJD, did you even know he played wide receiver for the Vikings?
At all. I didn't.
Here, you got the inside stuff.
It's early, though.
That's it. I got the inside stuff. It's great. It's good. We've got Hannah Storm or Willow Bay or whoever else we could talk to about that one. Let's go to Kay Adams. Kay, who do you got, current, former, or mixed bag?
Oh, should I go mixed bag? No, I will go current wide receivers. Hit me.
Current wide receivers. And one of the weird anomalies of the last 5 years, Brandon Cooks seemingly is traded every offseason. Great player, puts up 1,000-yard seasons, and then is traded. Here's your question, Kay. Texans wide receiver Brandon Cooks has had his most receiving yards in a season with what quarterback? So his best statistical year came when he was with Goff and the Rams, Drew Brees and the Saints, Tom Brady and the Patriots, or Deshaun Watson last year with the Houston Texans. He's been with 4 teams and he's still under 30 and is a really good wide receiver. Kay, who do you think?
Yeah, and he does things, and he does the whole bow and arrow vibe. He's Mr. 1,000 yards, so I know that. I probably had 1,000 with all of these guys. I'd say outside of Deshaun Watson. I don't think he had a kind of a downer year there. I'm gonna say, God, it really could be anybody. I'm gonna go Drew Brees, B. A guess between A, B, and Z. Toss up. What do you got?
It's a good guess. He spent 3 years with Brees, his first 3 years. The answer is actually Jared Goff and the Rams. The year they went to the Super Bowl, he put up 1,200 yards. And last year, 1,100 yards. He is just, it's amazing what this guy does. He shows up on teams and puts up 1,200 yards with the Rams in his 1 year there. Just an incredible season from him. And if you remember, they go to the Super Bowl, they lose to the Patriots, and everyone talks about the NFC Championship game pass interference that wasn't called. There was a play in the Super Bowl where a lot of people think Cooks might have been held, and if that play was called a pass interference, who knows? Maybe the Rams have a different outcome. Brandon Cooks, a very curious NFL career, is from everyone who talks to a great guy, a great teammate, just has seemingly been traded every offseason. 4 NFL teams, and he's had 1,000 yards with all of them. Incredible career, and Kay, one of the oddest NFL careers we've seen to start his NFL life. Kyle, we go down under to you. What would you like?
Yes, with respect to Brandon Cooks, Peter, I've been shook for the last 2 minutes about the Ahmad Rashad question. Not only that he was the answer, but that he wore Adrian Peterson's number 28 for the Vikings. Like that was very strange to me. You learn something new every day. Give me the mixed bag. What do you got?
All right, Kyle, the mixed bag is a bit of a stretch in the poll here, but just follow me here, okay? As you are in Australia, I wanted to make this Australian theme. So here is the stretch, all right? In October of 1983, all right, Packers wide receiver John Jefferson was held to just 4 catches in a game against the Vikings. Here was one of the passes. It was intercepted. Fine. This is week 8, 1983. You see James Lofton and you see John Jefferson on this Packers team. John Jefferson was one of the great Chargers wide receivers of all time before being traded to the Packers. I just needed a reason to get to this weekend. The reason I wanted to get to week 8, 1983 is because I wanted to ask you who were the SNL hosts and musical guests the night before the Vikings held acquired wide receiver John Jefferson to just 4 catches. Was it Matthew Modine and AC/DC? Was it John Lithgow and Olivia Newton-John? Was it John Candy and Men at Work? Or was it Paul Rudd and INXS? Of course, I asked this every one of those musical guests, Kyle, as you can imagine, are from Australia. Kyle, what do you got?
All right, Paul Rudd was like maybe 10 years old in 1983, and I'm not even making an age joke. It just doesn't make sense. As much as I love INXS and Need You Tonight. John Candy was a Second City guy. I don't have memories of him doing SNL. Men at Work, though, would be great. Olivia Newton-John. All right, Modine at A. I think Modine might have been doing Full Metal Jacket at the time. So that's a great answer. But Peter, I'm just picturing the split screen you're about to run. And I think on the left is great stage and screen actor John Lithgow and the incredible, inimitable Olivia Newton-John, somewhere between Grease and Let's Get Physical. I'm going to say B, and I hope I'm right because I love some Newton-John. Come on.
Kyle, what land are you in right now?
I'm going to land down under.
You're in the land down under.
2 Men at Work.
Got on Saturday Night Live, dude. 1983, John Candy and Men at Work were the music. Look at Candy and Jim Belushi there as a cast member.
Yeah, sure.
This was the year Men at Work came on, and here's the thing. They didn't even play We Come From a Land Down Under. They played a song called Dr. Heckle and Mr. Jive, and then they played a good song called It's a Mistake. Colin Hay was the lead singer of Men at Work. He still is performing. He did the Scrubs theme song, if you want to hear some Colin Hay. Guys, that photo right there is from 2015. Colin Hay, still one of the great voices, and from the band Men at Work. Kyle, come on, that was on a platter, dude.
What I should have said before I answered, I should have said, who can it be now? And then it would have hit me, and the saxophone would have kicked in. That's mine. I'll take a lap. I'm going to take a lap.
All right. We've got the video clue now. Here's one that I want to go to. And MJD, you were playing when Terrell Owens was at his best here. T.O. was traded in 2004 from San Francisco to the Philadelphia Eagles. His first snap ever came in a preseason game against the Ravens. So he shows up to Philly. There's all this hype. What's he going to do? The question is, what did Terrell Owens do in his first snap? First play from scrimmage with the Eagles? Was it A, an 81-yard touchdown reception? B, was it a Ray Lewis pick six? C, was it an Ed Reed interception? Or D, did he go on a reverse 81-yard touchdown run? We'll go MJD, K, and then Kyle, and then we'll show you the answer. MJD, what do you think?
I'm going to go A. If I remember correctly, T.O. showed out in that game. So I don't know if it was I think I'm going to go A in this one, though.
Okay.
I will go C, Ed Reed, because he's my favorite person, and I just feel like that's what happened. Ed Reed, interception.
Peter, I just hope for the sake of the show that we get the shot of McNabb drawing the letters T and O in the air after the 81-yard touchdown. Can we roll the damn clip?
How about we get you Jim Nance and we get you the great Phil Simms, and we can listen to the clip. Preseason 2004, week 1. Here we go.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised to see the first play if they don't try to get the football to Terrell Owens.
He looks his way, fires it his way. There's Owens at the 45, inside the 20, and on the first play at Philadelphia in an Eagle uniform, Terrell Owens takes it 81 yards right on the jersey number. Bill, you called it. First play, they went right to Owens for the big strike.
Yeah.
I'm picturing Andy Reid telling Phil Simms, hey, first play is a play-action bomb to Terrell Owens, but don't give it away. Phil Simms on the broadcast. I wouldn't be surprised if the first play is a deep pass to Terrell Owens. Unbelievable. They'd go to the Super Bowl that year, come up just a little bit short, but T.O. and the Eagles, there you go, guys. Could happen.
Awesome.
Mixed bag trivia, baby.